Hey guys, you're listening to Wingin' It with Holly. In this podcast series, I'll be sharing the fun and interesting things I've learnt about birds since I started really noticing them 5 years ago. I'm no expert though, so along the way I'll be picking the brains of my knowledgeable birdie friends, the human ones that is, so we can learn and wing it together. You can see birds anywhere, in a city or the countryside, watching from a balcony or your local park. And I'm hoping these short episodes will help you notice and learn more about our feathered friends, especially if you've never taken the time to get to know them before. As a wildlife advisor, my cousin Katie deals with all kinds of birdie queries from the public, and some of these are so funny and bizarre we wanted to share them with you. Alrighty. So as a wildlife advisor to the public, my cousin Katie deals with all kinds of queries, whether it's someone needing help identifying a bird in their garden, someone asking advice on how to help an injured bird, someone asking what to do with a nest they have found in their shed, etc. And we'll come back to Katie on other queries she gets. But basically some of these are so funny and bizarre that she writes a monthly internal blog about them just to share the giggles with colleagues, and we just felt like there was a whole podcast episode just in that, because often I sort of read this blog and I'm just having lots of giggles about it. So we're going to share some of these with you, just to sort of caveat there, we're not taking the mickey out of the public. We're just...
No, absolutely not. The thing is that whenever anyone who deals with the public, I'm sure you'll know that there are moments when they just make you laugh, and whether that's their fault or not, and because a lot of our work, well, obviously all of our work is done either over the phone or via email or social media, the interactions can have long silences as either we process what has been said, the information that we're given, or the situation that said member of the public is in, which can lead to some giggles. And so I do want to emphasize, this is not a dig at people's knowledge or anything like that. It's just a bit of fun, and hopefully this will basically show that we get all sorts coming through to us. So you never know what's going to do when that phone rings.
I mean, that's so true. You never know what you're going to get when you're dealing with the public on a daily basis. So you take queries via email and also social media and also via the phone. Mm-hmm. So also all of those interactions can be quite different. And like you say, the phone ones can sort of, I guess, be quite funny because of when you don't really quite understand what they're saying, or the sort of awkward long silences. But also the ones by email, you get all, there's no kind of context behind them necessarily, so you might just get a really abrupt random question, and there might be some, I don't know, maybe some spelling mistakes in there or something. But so just generally, what kind of queries do you get on a sort of daily, weekly basis, and then we'll go from there.
So it really changes with the season. So at the moment, obviously the nesting season has come to a natural end for a lot of species, and so our inquiries do start to shift a little bit to more where have the birds gone. This time of year, a lot of them, or all of them, will go through their molt, so they'll kind of hide away. They'll be under kind of a lot of feeding within vegetation and shrubs because they're losing all their feathers, ready for to get new ones for winter, and that can inhibit their flight and escape. So they don't want to be out in the open as much, at the risk of predators. So at the moment, a lot of people are worried that their birds have just disappeared, but it's fine. It's normal. It happens every year. It's just their natural cycle of their kind of being adult birds, and it's just them prepping for autumn and winter. But I mean, the funniest ones are probably during the spring and the nesting season, when we have a lot of people either panicking about finding an egg on the ground. One woman, for example, thought that placing it in her bra was going to help the egg hatch. Unfortunately,
she was literally willing to incubate the egg in.
She said that she'd had it in her bra, keeping it warm. Which doesn't work. I am going to be straight with you. It's not recommended. And yeah, we did have to advise her to actually leave the egg for nature to reclaim. But bless her, she thought that would be the most efficient way of helping. We have had people put them also in kind of little cups within cupboards to keep them warm, but unfortunately, you know, it just doesn't work. But yeah, the bra one is quite a common inquiry that we get.
Oh my god! I mean, it's like the thought is nice. It's nice that she's trying, but what does she think is going to happen, like when she goes to sleep? And
no idea. I would be terrified it would crack personally. That and like so we were like, sorry, I appreciate what you're doing, but please do leave it. But yeah, so definitely a lot of inquiries during the spring and summer can be quite funny. A lot of people think birds are pregnant, like mammals. So I've had it a few times when they've concerned being like, I've got this blackbird in my garden, she looks pregnant and I don't know when she's due, and it's like, okay, it doesn't quite work like that. I'll just let you know now. Maybe they're a little bit puffier. Maybe she's, you know, she's carrying a little bit of holiday weight. But yeah, she's definitely not pregnant in the same sense as the mammals.
Eggs, people, eggs.
So yeah, there's definitely a range that we get. Some, but as you said before, yes, some inquiries autocorrect does not let the public off lightly sometimes. And I did have this poor woman email in the spring about a mallard, and she misspelt the word duck for quite a rude word. And she said that my successfully gave birth to 7 beautiful ducklings on Sunday. So, and then she emailed back pretty much immediately being like, I'm so sorry, I'm so embarrassed, I didn't mean to write that, but I just wanted to let you know that I now have 7 ducklings in my garden. And I told her it was very funny for us to read, and yeah, it's a definite highlight of mallard season.
Yes, my bleep has bless. What else you got?
So one of the other things that we do find quite funny in the team, being, you know, knowing our stuff, knowing our nature, and working for a conservation organisation, when we get told we're wrong is always quite funny, because
that's the thing, Katie, the public know best, don't you know?
Well,
they know better than you
know everything. But yeah, one person
sorry, can I just interrupt, because I've just seen one on here. So right before this podcast, Katie shared with me a wildlife wall, which kind of has captured a lot of like sort of random little things.
To give this
from
into context, when we were in the office together, so pre-COVID, this was actually a physical wildlife whiteboard, and we would basically write down our favourite quote of the week. So when we all dispersed, working from home, we really missed that. So now that obviously we're all kind of dotted around, it's really funny to look and see what people add. So yeah, go ahead.
Well, and also considering that, you know, this team is built up of people who know their stuff. I mean, like, you're literally calling up and speaking to experts, and like there's a response here that says, thanks for getting back to me, but with the greatest respect, you're talking rubbish. What? Oh, because you know better than the wildlife team. Of course you do.
And also science,
right?
So when we're like, no, that's physically not possible, they're like, you're wrong. And it's like, we're not. But yeah, I did also have one which was a caller, and they were like, hi, can you identify this bird call, which is a very common thing we get. And so I replied saying, you know, it's actually it's not actually a bird, but it's a squirrel. So it's an alarm call of a squirrel that often can throw people because it sounds
it's
really
high
weird.
pitched and
yeah,
weird.
it's like wee, wee. And it's really weird to hear. So I was saying it was an alarm call, probably there might have been a bird of prey or a cat or a fox in the area. And she literally just said, no, it's not. I was like, it is. Yeah. I promise you, I'm not lying. It is a grey squirrel. So yeah, it's definitely sometimes there is a bit of a challenge.
I've literally just seen it on here.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, can you identify this bird call? Hi, this isn't actually a bird, but a squirrel. No, it's not. Okay.
Oh dear, but yeah, it is. It can be a bit of a challenge sometimes.
Some of these are so random. Like this one that says, "Are sunflower hearts safe for me? I have a peanut allergy." Okay.
Yeah, I mean, with the greatest respect, there is Google, which a lot of the time we do wish that, you know, people would just use.
A lot quicker than sending an email and waiting, you know, for an email to come in. Okay, let's see.
Oh, we did have. So yeah, these are all stories from my colleagues as well. So one of my colleagues, she always seems to get the epitome of randomers, but also just like she always has the best ones. And there was one where she had a caller, and they were like, "A woodpecker was trapped in my loft last night, but then it got downstairs during the night and ate a whole box of chocolates and a Terry's chocolate orange." And so my colleague was like, "Come again?" And then she was like, "Yeah, no, definitely a woodpecker. It ate my Terry's chocolate orange." And we were like, I don't think that would be a woodpecker.
What?
I think it maybe was a mammal, maybe a mouse or a rat. Definitely not a woodpecker. I've never known woodpeckers to, I mean, good taste. Terry's chocolate orange are really nice, but yeah, never known them.
I do quite like that image though, the idea of a woodpecker just snacking on a Terry's chocolate orange. I wonder if you can answer this one, Katie. So, after my dog had urinated, a female house sparrow flew down and drank the urine. Why would she do this?
Birds are weird. Birds can be weird. Whether it had some sort of nutrient the sparrow was kind of looking for, I don't know. But
maybe it just thought it was water at the beginning?
No idea. No idea. Yeah, sometimes birds can do weird stuff.
Right, what else we got? Okay.
Oh god, this one was funny. So going back to the egg lady, and kind of along that similar line of people trying to do their best for wildlife, a lovely gentleman rang, and he said that some ladybirds have become accustomed to the warm house, and he wanted to place them somewhere safer. So we had this. Yes, we had this in the office. Remember they so for hibernating, they tend to come into the houses or people's roofs, or we had them in our office, which is they're harmless. They're just looking for a warm place to hibernate. And he was like, he wants to place them somewhere safer. So we advised them for somewhere warm outside, perhaps under some leaf litter. And he said, "Oh, okay. So should I make a little bonfire for them?" And we just basically went, "Absolutely not." Like, please don't do that. Yeah. Please don't, because you will lose the ladybug.
Aww. But again, it's this sort of he's trying to help, trying to keep them warm, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
But
yeah.
I mean,
we were like, a leaf litter will be fine naturally. Yeah, we'll be fine.
Okay. My friend and her partner have been adopted by a thrush. Okay, is this what? Oh, is this a mutant, or has it been having a forbidden relationship with a crossbill? What was that picture?
I think it must have been some sort of finch. Oh, I think because so some birds can have injuries or beaks which grow too long, and sometimes it can be a vitamin deficiency, or sometimes it can be that they've just not ground down the beak enough, so they can become crossed. So I wonder if it was a great tit or something like that, which its beak had basically become crossed over, and they thought that was some sort of mutant.
Mutant. I just love that idea. This one's quite funny, but I wonder if it's more funny for sort of people who like know what birds look like. So I came across this bird today. I think it was a kingfisher. It was a grey heron. Yeah. So like
very different,
very, very extreme ends of the sort of physical kind of anatomy of a bird. Like kingfishers are very small and like bright blue and orange
and very short legs.
Short legs, yes. And then herons are like really tall and lanky and very big birds. I mean, I would say easy mistake, but really not an easy mistake. What else we got? So this person sent in a picture of a bird flying and said, "Can black-headed gulls really survive without any legs at all?" So I assume it couldn't see the legs whilst it was flying?
So gulls tend to tuck their legs really far into their body, close to their body when they're in flight. So a lot of people think they just have no legs.
I mean,
they do have legs, guys, I promise. Like,
surely there's just a bit of like
them
logic.
Yeah, I know, right? Yes, thank you.
Right, what else? These pigeons are smart and have no fear. You do get a lot of people, don't you, sort of sending queries, kind of people who are annoyed or agitated with birds, especially gulls and probably birds that they consider more like scum or vermin, like the sort of, you know, again, I love pigeons. Some people feel like they're a nuisance or whatever. But so I guess you
there was one, I think, on that board which did think that the squirrels in London were capitalists.
What?
I know. What? So I don't know what they were planning, those squirrels. Maybe they were just giving bad vibes, but oh god, yeah, it sounded a lot funny.
I remember you telling me about this one, the one about the chirping, the soft toy.
Oh yeah, so we had a recording sent in, and basically if you're going to send in a recording to any conservation organisation, longer than 2 seconds always helps. Some context, habitat, whether it's in a garden, at a nature reserve, and oh my god, I cannot tell you the amount of times we have bird calls described to us, which is so darn difficult. Like, just don't bother, because it's literally like, I had a musician and he literally was like, it was like a D minor, then it went into an E minor and then F minor. What is it? And I'm literally like, I don't know. Like, it could be anything. Or like, they'll be like, so all I heard was dweep, 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 dweep. And I'm like, I can't.
In text. Oh, our friendly Robin has come to say hello. Even in text, you wouldn't even get the dweep dweep dweep. You just get dweep 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 dweep.
Yeah, and there was one that was literally like, it sounded like choo choo choo. And I and some people get really angry that we can't ID it, and they're like, well, why bother? Why? And I'm like, but I can't. It's impossible. This one was really funny. But bless him, he was really lovely, and he sent in a recording to us. They'd been hearing it in the conservatory for like a good few weeks and were absolutely just stumped as to what it could be. So they sent in this video, and it was a really strange noise. And I was like, that doesn't sound like a bird. It sounds like something else. It doesn't sound like, there's no bird call that I know. So we weren't sure. So we asked some follow-up questions to it, and they responded with this. It really made us giggle. It's very embarrassing, but we've just realised that the chirping is coming from a soft toy bird. It was so effective and intermittent, but only discovered in a dog's sleeping basket by accident. Presumably the dog's movement triggered the noise over 3 weeks.
Oh, bless.
So bless her, they must have been there like, what is that? And then their dog's like, can I play it? Like, it's my toy.
My cuddly toy I've been playing with every night.
I just love the vision that that dog was just moving ever so slightly, and each time was just causing utter just chaos for these people, thinking, what is that?
Maybe it was doing it on purpose, just to know that I'm going to mess with them again. I've got one here. So someone has said, seen a Mohican hoodie today, beautiful bird. What is that?
No clue. Okay. No clue with that one.
Sometimes you're literally left speechless. You don't really know what to say.
There is no such thing as a Mohican hoodie. I can only think it was something with like a crest. So like maybe like a jackdaw had raised its or a jay had raised its feathers on its head a little bit and was giving that kind of Mohican vibe. But yeah, that's it's
Mohican hoodie, it's a new species of bird. I like this one. Sorry to be speciesist, but I like collared doves, but not wood pigeons. Thanks.
I know. I don't really know what they want us to say as like a conservation organisation who, encourage all birds to be given a home and nature as a whole, that they go, I like all birds, but not pigeons.
Right.
It's like, we don't like all birds then, because birds pigeons are birds.
But also, like, this need that they feel to message in with a statement, not even like a question, and just be like, yeah, I don't always care for birds, I don't like birds. Why are you telling, like, a nature conservation charity that?
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of a bit bonkers.
Oh dear.
All right. Yesterday I was in my garden with my 9-month-old little chihuahua and became aware that there were 2 huge swallows sitting on my neighbour's roof, peering down at my little dog sitting with me. They looked quite nasty and threatening, which made me aware of them. Oh yes, those dog-stealing swallows.
I know. I know. When I read that one, so that was an email. When I read that, I was like, surely not swallows. Like, swallows are like the most loveliest, like, non-threatening bird ever. So I emailed her back and I was like, just to clarify, I was like, do you by any chance mean herring gulls? Because there is always speculation that gulls will steal dogs, and it's just not true. Or children, they physically cannot lift anything. So I was like, here's some reference images of swallows, and also here's the sizing, just to clarify that, yeah, they weigh only like, a few grams, and not threatening in the slightest. And then she was like, I'm so sorry, I did mean gulls, not swallows. Okay. I don't know where that came from, but yeah, the vision of giant swallows was quite funny.
Okay, I like this one. An overly friendly juvenile jackdaw has taken up residence. He goes to Wagamama when Costa closes.
Bless him. Yeah, we were sent pictures of this little guy. Sometimes when corvids have been rescued and rehabilitated, they will land on people. Sorry, a whole army of pigeons have just arrived. Wow. They're on a mish. Hello. Yeah, and so sometimes people will be like, yeah, just this bird has randomly landed on me, and it would be something like a jackdaw. So this little jackdaw, hangs around, obviously knowing that he's in a lucky place for some free food. Yeah, but it was funny that he obviously likes those two chains. So like,
it just wanders. It just
apparently just sits
wanders
on the chairs and just hangs out, waiting for people to throw him some crumbs.
I mean, got some good taste.
Yeah,
Wagamama.
Yeah. Totally.
Okay, I've found an injured bird. I think it's a sparrow, but it could be a cuckoo. So again, this is another they're pretty different kinds of birds, guys.
Yeah,
I mean, not quite as extreme as kingfisher and heron, but oh, I like this. This is like, clearly we're matchmakers for birds, right?
Oh,
so
yeah, that is.
Do you not match lonely swans with new ones at all?
Yeah.
Haven't you heard about our online dating service for swans?
That is definitely. We've also been asked if we've got any spare birds. Like, we've got some hanging out in the back, being like, oh yeah, we want to set up this like nature pond, which is lovely. Don't get me wrong. Like, we love to see and hear about that. But then they're like, yeah, have you got any spare swans or spare ducks? Right. And it's like,
just in the back somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think we've got any in stock right now. But yeah, no, the lonely swans mostly. The lonely swans are definitely a recurring theme of, do we have any spare ones? Do we have a female that can go with the male, or vice versa? And it's like, just let nature do its thing, man. Like, they'll be fine.
Do other people go around matchmaking like squirrels and foxes with no, you just gotta let nature do its thing.
Yeah, they gotta put some graft in. If they want to have a mate for life, they gotta earn it.
Shall I keep going, or did you have any? Yeah.
There's nests in odd places are always really funny. So we had a call from a theme park that said there was a pigeon nesting on the roller coaster tracks. Yes,
I just saw that one here.
We're like, yeah, you're going to have to leave that one. She'll be incubating for 90 days and then it'll fledge after 35. So they shut down the ride until she was like, ready to go.
I love it. I love the fact that they actually shut down the... Do you think they did? Do you think they actually shut down the ride?
I mean, I like to think that they did, yeah.
That's the kind of attitude we like, isn't it? Because obviously, as we've spoken about on the podcast before, when it comes to nests, they are supposed to be well, they are protected by law, which means if you can't disturb one, you can't move one. So I love the idea that like they stopped this whole roller coaster. It was inactive for like I don't know what,
like 6 weeks.
6 weeks, bless, just so that these birds
also,
could fled.
What was she thinking? Like, when building that nest, I mean, I know pigeons don't go into a lot of effort with their nest, but
it was pigeons.
It was a pigeon, yeah.
Oh,
like,
and their nests are pretty pathetic, aren't they?
Yeah, and I'm thinking, girl, like, that's loud. Like, what are you doing? Like, why not find like a park? But yeah, they've also had I had a student call, bless her, and she's was panicking because there was a pigeon nesting on their fridge, and again, had to leave it. She was very happy to leave it. I mean, she did take responsibility that it was their fault. They left the patio doors open, but apparently each time they'd open the fridge, she would just like wobble a little bit on the nest. And then she apparently, like, they were like chill with each other. Like, they were quite like, they'd get on. And so yeah,
I reckon we should now just quickly have a little peruse of some spelling mistakes that have come in, and then I reckon we've potentially got content for like a whole, like, as in we could do a part 2 of this in a couple of months' time when you've got some more queries in, because this has been so much fun. So let's just go through what you've called here your best misspelling awards. Do you mind if I go with the first one?
Go for it.
This is my favourite. Peregrine Falcon. Peregrine Falcon. So obviously, I don't know if other people would find this funny, but like Peregrine Falcon. But I love Peregrine.
I like to think they may have, I don't know, maybe what accent that might be.
Yeah.
Like a Geordie maybe.
Someone who can't pronounce their R's. Peregrine. I don't know. Do you want to say any of these?
Yeah. So I don't know where this is going. Squillin. Squillin. I don't know what.
What is that?
I don't know. I'm not sure about that one.
If anyone has any ideas, let us know. Squealing. I mean, it could be squirrel. Could no, that's literally all I can think of. Hey, did you want to do that one? That
Coco.
Coco.
I assume cuckoo.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Spelt Cocko. Coco.
Oh, this is a good one. Kitty Wink. Kitty Wink. So it's Kitty Wake, but Kitty Wink. Kitty Wink. That's a good one.
Blue tots instead of blue tits. We've got peasant instead of pheasant. Sparrowhawk instead of sparrowhawk. White storm instead of white stork. Rapture instead of raptor. That's quite a cool one.
Jack door, but the physical door, not. Black head start. So there is a black red start, but black head start.
I like this one, kite sparrow. So they've literally just combined two birds, right?
Yeah.
So that's a red kite and a sparrow?
Must have been, yeah.
Pigeon hawk. Oh, that sounds like a cool bird, like a sort of mutant of the pigeon, like a really cool pigeon. But that would surely be a sparrowhawk.
Yeah. Badgers.
Badgers.
But yeah.
There's another peregrine one. So actually, there's so many peregrines. But there's peregrine falcons. Peregrine falcons, penguin falcon, peregrine falcon, and I love these. Mount Jack deers. Okay, so that's
Muntjac deer, Mount Jack deers.
Love it. Okay, and then instead of birdhouse, it's bidhuis.
Bidhuis.
Love it. Okay, fantastic. Oh, and there's just one teeny little one I want to bring. I want to saw down here. I assume someone sent in a picture and they've said bottom right looks titty.
Yes, it's my dear colleague Alice who, cracks us up. But yeah, she'll forever be known as bottom left looks titty.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Katie. I reckon, hopefully you'll get. Well, I'm sure you'll get some some more of these over the next couple of months, and we can do a part 2 and share some more funny queries with you. Hope you enjoyed that. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, no, that was great. It's always funny. So yeah, lightens up our day.
Thanks, public, for giving us something to laugh about. Alrighty, well, Katie, I'll see you soon for another episode. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Bye-bye. Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have any birdie questions you'd like me to explore in this podcast, you can get in touch via my Instagram @WingingItWithHolly.